Mr Hunt is expected to attend a Cobra meeting on cybersecurity chaired by Home Secretary Amber Rudd later. Vasileios Karagiannopoulos, Senior Lecturer in Law and Cybercrime at the University of Portsmouth, joins me now on the line. Now tell us, what is it that the attackers are looking to target?
Well, the targets initially, when we saw it in the news on Friday, it looked as if the NHS was being specifically targeted. However, having spent a few hours looking at different reports, we could then see that this was not a specific attack. It was an indiscriminate attack across the whole of the globe, attacking obviously the NHS, as we saw, but also other countries and other networks. So we've seen attacks in Spain. Telefonica, a telecoms company, was attacked. We've seen attacks in the US. We've seen attacks in Asia. So it has been quite an extensive cyber attack campaign.
Well, we can see how vulnerable some networks are to these sorts of attacks. Is enough prevention work being done to reduce the threat of this happening in future?
Well, there cannot be perfect security, I think, and this is something that we need to realize. We need to build awareness and resilience in order to be able to cope with such attacks and return from them with the minimum amount of loss. But attacks are going to get more sophisticated, and it will be quite difficult to actually manage to fend them off completely. Obviously, we need more investment. We need more investment not just in technology, but also in education and awareness and resilience and communication between all the stakeholders, from the users to the big companies to governments and large corporations dealing with the problem.
Finally, how can we keep ourselves safe online? Because presumably we're all targets.
Yes, that's true. We're all targets. There are some tips that we can follow. First of all, we need to have updated operating systems and software. Some versions of Windows, for example, had not been properly patched and updated, so that was contributing to the compromise. We can download and install updated antivirus software on all our devices. I think this is something we need to realize. It's not just the computers we have at the moment, iPads, mobile phones, smartphones. They are also like small computers, so they need to be protected as well. We should avoid opening emails and clicking on links if we're not sure who they're coming from. There is a recent warning that is saying that some people might try to capitalize on the recent news regarding the NHS and send emails presumably from the NHS asking people to add contact details or personal information to those emails, and this would be phishing attacks, phishing emails, so people should be careful.
Right.
And not put details on emails they receive unless they're sure that they have been sent from someone who has the right to send them. We need to back up regularly our data and use offline backups as well, so that if we fall victim to this ransomware, our data will be available to us in the offline backup.
So we don't have to pay for it. Vasileios, thank you very much for being with us here on BBC Radio 7. That was